Nights out under the sky, watching stars align. Days of making sweet honey, Melissa lemon balm. Nights as warm as your breath on my chest, so calm. Now baby, let the summer breeze carry us away. Let the summer breeze carry us away. Baby,
How excited are you to have the film premiering at TIFF?
I mean, this is just the best time of the year to be a part of a festival, and to be a part of this esteemed festival is wonderful because Toronto is amazing. And then it's a great film. You know, I feel very lucky that they asked me to be a part of it in any capacity, and to be surrounded by this, you know, caliber of talent. I feel like it's an embarrassment of riches for me to say no. Why would I say no?
What was it about reading the script that really drew you into the project?
Well, I grew up hearing about the Green Book. So when I read the title of it, I was like, the Green Book, is it that Green Book? And the fact that it was, you know, such a key element to the story of these two men from very disparate backgrounds and how they bonded during a very tumultuous time in history, I just, you know, I leapt at the chance to be a part of it.
What are you hoping that today's audiences will take from a period piece like this?
I think that they have to have ears that listen and mouths that speak, but you got to have both. You got to, you know, talk to each other. You got to have eye contact, and you got to listen. That's what happened. You know, how those friendships forged and I don't know, remained because people were able to set aside their differences and learn from each other.
Well, congratulations, it's a wonderful project.
Thank
Best
you.
of luck on Oscar season.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
What enticed you guys to do this film? What was it about the story?
I'll jump in. Sorry. No. The script. I mean, first and foremost, the script and Pete Farrelly, because the script on its own, even if I'd received it anonymously, it would have been a page turner and an eye opener. It was wow, this is really smart. It's great dialogue, great contrast between these characters. I like this time period. I like the structure of the story, the introduction, you know, of this Italian-American family, and then suddenly you meet someone very different, and then as an audience you're a little step ahead. You're like, well, this is not going to really probably work very well, you know, this combination, and where does it go, you know? I would have liked it anyway. The fact that it was Pete Farrelly was surprising that he wanted to do this, but I read a novel of his called The Comedy Writer, and I read a couple short stories. He's, you know, he's smart. He can be serious, but there's always some humor in there. That's just who he is, right? I guess my first impression was this is really good. He's taking a chance, and he's also taking a chance thinking that I'm going to be right for this guy. I have to get my head around that, but I'm really glad I did, you know. I'm really glad, and especially because he did it. Once he told me that he's playing Doc Shirley, he was like, this is a pretty good team. We could make this work. With those scenes in the car have a chance to be more than just a scene of guys talking in the car. They can be about something. They might get to you. They might I don't think we knew it was going to be as funny as it sometimes is. You know, it was kind of amusing, but not like, I mean, we've watched the movie a few times. I'm still laughing out loud when I see certain things. I'm like, oh my God, you know. But it's great because you can be laughing and all of a sudden something really disturbing is said, usually by me, or happens, you know. As we get further south, what we encounter to one degree or another surprises both of us, and without us even realizing it, circumstances and what we experience together pushes us together. So before we even kind of really shake hands and go, okay, you know, we're already like elbow to elbow or back to back because of circumstances, and it's kind of, and I think that there are other well-told stories in the movies that are like that, where circumstances push unlikely pairings together, and you're like, okay, whether it's war, whether it's sports, or a road trip,
Yeah.
you know, and I love that. That was in the script, but we were able to, with Pete's help, to develop it more.
Yeah. To elevate it a bit.
This film really discusses a lot in terms of race and discrimination, and that's hitting the headlines pretty much every day. And this, a lot of people have said, this film is just right for this time. Can you guys speak to that?
It is. I think it is right for this time, but it would have been right 10 years ago also. I think we're living in a time when where there's a there's a heightened energy pointed towards divisiveness for a number of reasons. And so I think that this is something that I, in some way, shape, or form, without that being our intention when we were making it, but this film being out now, I think it sort of pops up as somewhat of a priority, as an antidote to some of the things that we're feeling bubble up on the surface right now. I don't think it's a solution, but I do think it's an offering. It's an opening to a deeper conversation. It's two characters that we just haven't seen before, and that start out very different and still end up being very different people. But along that journey, along that path, you see two people who learn to not only tolerate one another, but to listen to one another and actually become really good friends and good allies, and sort of really bridge those distances and bridge that gap together.
And this movie is a great example of two very different people coming together, and it's a story of friendship. Did you expect there to be so much love on screen? Since you guys have seen the movie, did that surprise you, like the bromance that formed?
Well, having read the script and knowing Mahershala, respecting and liking him before we started, you hope that comes across. I mean, movies are mysterious.
Yeah.
You know, I think we go into the movie theater, whether we know what the movie's about or going to be about or not. It's kind of like there's this almost something spiritual, religious about it, like there is in theater. You go into a dark room, ideally, you know, it's strangers, it's full of strangers. The lights go down, and you want it to be good. I think you paid your money, you want it to work, you know. You're not going in there going, I bet this is going to be a piece of crap. Generally, you go in and you're thinking, and I think the first 10 minutes, the first 15 minutes are a free pass for any movie. I think you're like, that's weird.
But you want to be transported, right?
And when a movie really keeps that promise or fulfills that desire, that hope that we have, you know, wanting to have stories told to us, like this one does, where you go, oh my God, this is great, this is great, this is great, this is great. And you're hoping, as you're reading it, you're hoping, I am, as I'm watching it, I hope it doesn't fall apart. I hope it keeps spreading wider and getting taller and becoming, I don't know what, surprising me. And this movie does all of that, you know, and that's rare. It's rare to be in one of those, I have to say, as an actor. You're just like, you could have a career that lasts 50 years, and if you have one like this, you know, there's a lot of people that are only fortunate enough to have one of these, or don't even have one of these. Maybe have a lot of other things that are close to it. This is a really good movie. I'm happy to be in it. What do you want me to tell you? It's great. And I had a really, you know, in the end, it's like people react how they're going to react. The movie turns out how it's going to be. But the thing that's important to me, and that's why I'm careful in choosing as much as I can, is it's the doing of it is going to be the thing that matters the most. That's the experience that you're going to learn from. Even the takes that aren't used, the things. It's just the human interaction with the director, with the other actors, and a story where it's really you and another actor all the time in close proximity. That's what you hope will be fun and educational and, you know, enlightening. And it was. And so that, even if this movie hadn't turned out very well,
We have that.
We own that. We have that. Yes.